All the seats have been sold. We're at Brooklyn Hall. I'm Todd Grisham. Alongside me, English fighting legend Johnny Nelson.
Looking forward to this one, Todd.
And now it's time for our Sugar Ray Leonard, an undisputed welterweight champion, and he won world titles in 5 weight classes. Terrence.
This bout is scheduled for 10 rounds of boxing.
What a pleasure it is to be here in this high hopes for this battle between these two athletes. So much firepower here. That one will count. Those counter punches have to hurt. Swing and a miss with that left hook. Nice counter shot. Catch and shoot. A lot of pre-match drama. Who could forget what we saw yesterday at the weigh-in? Fighting at the bit to get it on in this historic venue.
This is that place you want to say, I fought there, I've been there, and now we are here.
Halfway through the round, and man, these two are going at it.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
He threw a punch and just got countered. Looking to land the hook. You can tell he's stronger, but he's not faster. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. That counter shot lands. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about Sugar Ray Leonard in that last round. As bad as boxing judging can be sometimes, there's no doubt who won that round. And there's the bell to start round 2. That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
How about that time counter shot? Good counter punch. This fighter's always on their toes, trying to get their opponent rattled, get them off kilter, get them out of their rhythm.
These are my kind of fighters, boxing on the edge of the ring, using the jab, using the footwork, moving left to right. It's like a bull in a matador.
They both want a knockout, you can tell. Fighters landing in these exchanges, judges going to have a tough job.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Swing and a miss with that jab. Good counter punching. Straight right just misses. Beautiful counter shot. This is the kind of fight you expect from two world-class elite middleweights. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about Leonard in that last round. They've got the momentum, they've got the advantage. How do they carry that into the next round?
Dominance without a...
Get your mind back, get your focus.
And there's the bell for round 3. Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
A counter fighter relies a lot on their instincts and reaction time. You've got to get in there quick to punch your opponent before he gets his fist back to block.
If you're fighting a counter puncher, you've got to dummy a shot. Make them react from that, then react then. I know it's hard to think that way, but counter punchers, they're watching your every move, that every twitch.
Beautiful counter punch. Nice counter. Jab slightly off target. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Nice punch. A lot of people love watching fighters in this weight class because they've got the speed and they've got the power. They both want a highlight reel knockout. Jab does not score. Nice counter punch right up the... This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Sugar Ray in that last round. And a round that seemed like an eternity for them. There's the bell for round 4. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
And he scores with the counter. They call it the chin. How strong is your chin? Do you have a glass chin? These are things that can affect the fight.
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the glamour weight is a heavyweight, but the middleweight is the size of the average man or woman. When you get in there and you're letting the shots go, you've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace. You can stand, you can dance, you can do everything. We can look back in history. You know the amazing fights at middleweight are ridiculous. That is what writes our history books.
These two are the perfect dance partners.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Just when you thought we'd see a lull in the action, here we go again. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Straight right just misses. The perfect counter lands. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Hold it right there. Sugar Ray Leonard Days. Talk about Leonard in that last round. He is down big time on the score.
Needs a knockout.
And there's the bell for round 5. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
There's no way this fighter can go punch for punch. Their resistance to these blows just isn't the same.
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
a second to catch our breath. They exchange punches. Which fighter will say no mas? There's no doubt that this fighter's power can change the fight around in an instant. You can't afford to make one single minor mistake.
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
This with that jab. Nice counter shot. Just when you think they're going to have a lull in the action, we get it heated back up. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's all, you know, the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Sugar Ray Leonard in that last round. At this point, you got to believe he can't win on the switch back on. Here we go in the 6th round. After that last round, something has got to change.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him. Tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
So much for boxing. This is a fight. In the early rounds of a fight, you'll see two boxers feel each other out, test each other's power, and I think this boxer has decided I can walk through anything that lands.
Middleweights always gives us a class. If you've got two class middleweight fighters, you are in for action. I'm quite sure right now, if you know your boxing, there's a certain fighter, we'll just say marvelous, but some fighters were unbelievable middleweight.
That jab doesn't score. The courage on display here is incredible. You don't want to trade shots. Perfect punch. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Leonard in that last round. Talk about a one-sided 3 minutes. We just saw it.
As long as they don't get complacent, you think this is too easy. If they keep this same Here
comes round 7. Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Look back in the history books. Some of the best fighters in the world were the middleweights. Yes, the glamour division is the heavyweights, we know. But I'm telling you now, you look right there. These guys are on it. Fast, sharp, powerful. But it hurts, and you can imagine that being you. They're the size of an average man.
It looked great live. How will it look again on slow motion replay?
Where did that come from? What a shot.
1, 2, 3.
How about that will to win and refusal to stay down as this fight continues?
Oh, he can smell blood. Look at that. He's put in down once. He knows what shot works and where to land it. Then try and do it again. He's just not got to get trigger happy.
Halfway through the round, and they're struggling a little bit.
There's a lot of work to do, and you know what? It's hard to pull back. Don't get into the habit of losing. Don't get into the habit of being second place. You've got to change the habit. You've got to change something, because otherwise, why should it change?
Both men step back for just a moment. Final 10 seconds here, and the corner better get warmed up. They've got some work to do. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Well, if this trainer has a pep talk, now's the time to use it as they were dropping. There's the bell for round 8. Something has got to change after 2 knockdowns in the last round.
I have no idea what they have left. How do you come back from something like that? Not on twice? Where's your head at? Where's your energy levels at? It tells you you've got nothing left.
Punch, counter punch. So close with that uppercut. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. How do they use this fighter's aggression against them?
How do you deal with an aggressive fighter? What you do is you fight fire with fire. You either give it them back because that's where they're comfortable, or you play calm, play cool.
Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
That counter punch caught him clean. A perfect counter shot. Missing with that jab. Terrence Crawford just got rocked. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Sugar Ray in that last round.
Switch on.
I promise you, all 3 judges here are going to give that round to you-know-who.
You can't leave it up to the...
Let's see how much fatigue we see here in round 9. Last round, complete domination. Let's see what we have in store for us here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
A swing and a miss with that jab. One of the best attributes to have in boxing has nothing to do with boxing. It's how well you can take a punch to the face.
Todd, you know what? Sometimes on a belly ring with fights like that, and you punch them, you just want to run. You want that spaceship to come and lift you out there because you think, what the hell am I going to do now?
The straight right just misses. Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? Well done with that counter shot. Don't let this fighter's speed fool you. There's some method to the madness. These are precision shots, and they're coming at lightning speed.
Having so much speed, what happens to your opponent is you get cut to ribbons, and that's why the referee has to jump in and stop the fight. And you know this is going to happen, so you rush your work. You think, I've got to get him inside close round.
This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Sugar Ray Leonard in that last round. The game plan does not seem to be working here. And here comes the 10th round. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's...
I don't think we can truly appreciate what we saw unless we see it in slow motion.
A shot from the gods took him out.
Whoa, wait a minute. Crawford in trouble. Thought that was the end, but here we go again. Back into the fire.
Got caught sleeping on the job. What do? You step back, steady yourself, recompose yourself, then boom, back into it. But do not make those mistakes. This is the wrong place to fall asleep.
Need to turn this around halfway through.
Not the best start, but you know what? The cornermen, now it's down for them doing their job. Get through the round, regroup, right, freshen up, boom. Different tactics.
Good idea, but misses with the left hook. And that will do it. What a victory. And look at that body shot. They couldn't have thrown it any better.
I've got to see that again.
So time to go celebrate after a knockout win here.
A knockout victory? That's not a knockout victory. That is somebody saying, I'm here, I've arrived. Try that again, it will happen all over again.